We came to break the bad. We came to cheer the sad. We came to leave behind the world a better way.
So, I asked you guys, where are we? And asked you to tweet. I don't know why I'm talking about tweets all night, but this is the last of it. Tweet at hashtag 20x2shy with your answer. And I got a couple things here for you. Flattery is always the best. I'm at wait. Where are we? Surrounded by talent. You're killing it, 20x2. Just keen observation. I'm speaking into my phone. For that, Siri, you got a I Star Shy t-shirt. Here you go. And where we are in the Matrix, searching for meaning and purpose. Who is Warum26? Where is he? All the way back there. Here we go. You have Graph Out Loud. Movies, musics, graphs, awesome, from graphjam.com. Somebody, here we go. Yeah. I got a question. Who here recognized Sharon Batista's piece? Anybody? Somebody right up front? What was it? Back there. Shout.
Was the poem Chicago?
Home Chicago?
The poem.
The poem Chicago, yes it was. You win 100 poems, 100 years of poetry magazine.
And it's not even my birthday, Andrew.
You win, come on up and get it.
No, I will find you later.
All right, find me later. Let's get started again. We're now in our second half of 20 by 2, which means speaker number 11 is Tim Gray. Tim Gray. Tim Gray is a singer and songwriter who mixes different styles and believes music is fluid and everything's an influence. He feels you try to blend history and emotion into creating your own style. Asked to describe his, friends of Tim just shrug and call it the been there, done that blues. Give it up for the not-so-original blues man, Tim Gray. Where are we?
Thank you very much. That was very well written, by the way, Andrew. Talent's been excellent tonight, everybody. Hope I can lend a little bit of that. We're on now. We're on now. We're on now. We're 20 by 2. We're 20 by 2. It's 10 if you're dividing. I'd rather be multiplying with you. Well, I look around this room. There's poets and dreamers, people sleeping till noon. And I don't mind. From Boston to Chicago, we will have a good time. At 20 by 2, yeah. Yeah, 20 by 2. It's 10 if you're divided. Rather be multiplying with you.
Tim Gray. Give it up. Dan Henrik is a writer, illustrator, and animator from, guess where? Chicago. He has created shorts and games for Time Out New York, Playboy, the AV Club, Funny or Die, Above Average, and MaximumFun.org. He's perhaps best known for directing and animating several episodes of the web series Stand Down for the AV Club. Some fans, good to hear. The series featured popular comedians telling stories of failure. He co-founded the animation firm Catsuit Studios with his wife Kate O'Leary, and he is here to tell us, where are we?
So I'm an art director at an ad agency, but then at night I do animation and on the weekends, and I haven't had a lot of time to actually relax or have a vacation or take any time off. I'm also 36 years old, and I'm at that age where all of my friends are having kids, and we just found out recently that I'm having a kid. Thank you for clapping about my fertility. So I have a lot of friends with kids, and I'm really looking forward to, I know there's all the responsibilities, there's late nights and diaper changing and all that stuff ahead of me, but I'm really looking forward to scheduling time to play, to just relax and play and do that. So I spent some time with my buddy Ben, my best friend, and his kid John, and we made this little video of John playing. I used all of the sounds that he was making to make this little animated short, and this is me playing. So thank you very much.
Where are we, John?
The playroom. You go first. What is that sound? That sound. Oh no.
Steve Delahoyd. Yeah. Coming right up. A veteran of 20 by 2, both here and in Austin, Steve splits his time between running his production company, Delahoyd Projects, and working on projects like Field Notes for Kudal Partners. He's shot lots of commercials, documentaries, short films, and lots of other things. He can be found online at thehoyd.com. And this is one of the few places where we get to hear him speak instead of seeing him on screen. So, Steve, where are we?
I ask as a nation, where are we headed? How did we get to this place we are today? Where are we? America, it's time to stop asking questions and start making demands. America, it's time to stand up. It's time to stand up for standing. This used to be a great country of standers, an amazing country. The working people, like my grandfather, like your parents, getting off their long 12-hour shifts in some awful factory somewhere, on their feet all day and coming home and meeting friends to just stand around. Standing over there, standing over here, not sitting, standing. It's all they knew, it's all they wanted out of life, and it got them by just fine. These were God-fearing people who feared a God that did just as they did, stood. Sure, their feet hurt and their legs ached, but that only fueled their minds and their restless spirits and propelled them into the future. Propelled them away from benches and comfortable-looking rocks and toward more standing. What happened, America? We have become a nation of sitters. It's true. Everywhere I look, it feels like we've collectively lost our way. I was at a restaurant last week, and nearly everyone there was sitting. I saw people in the amusement park sitting with each other. At the movie theater, on hills, at those places where they wash cars. Sitting everywhere. Is this America? Where are we? Who are we? Now I understand there are a number of you currently sitting, or who I saw sitting during intermission, and I apologize for singling you out. But I cannot stand here, yes, stand here, and remain silent any longer. Take to your feet, you lazy, degenerate chair lovers. Kick aside your foul, four-legged temptations and join us. We who use both feet, with our straight postures and things not falling out of our pockets. Let us take back this country. Let us reclaim our upright pride. Let us learn to sleep like horses and never, ever let our bellies nor anything but our feet touch the ground ever again. America, let's stop asking, where are we? And begin screaming, stand up! Stand up for standing!
I may never sit again. I'm so convinced. Having been drawn to pretty shiny things her whole life, Rebecca Mojica decided to leave the nonprofit world in 2002 to begin selling her chainmail jewelry designs. 2 years later, frustrated by the lack of quality chainmail supplies, she founded Blue Buddha Boutique. The company has helped people in more than 40 countries make beautiful jewelry, and they just opened a storefront in Edgewater to sell supplies and teach classes. Rebecca is an award-winning designer, published author, and a member of the Chicago Craft Mafia. When she isn't busy building a craft empire, she enjoys riding her bike all over the city, listening to German, and training her cats. Rebecca, where are we?
Here we go. Okay. 14 years ago, a friend introduced me to fractals. My life was never the same. I was instantly captivated. Sorry. Can you put that back? Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay. I was instantly captivated. The deeper you went, the more layers there were. Similar shapes emerging over and over again and again, and just when you thought it was done, there it comes again. I began to appreciate the fractal essence in the world surrounding us. Numerous iterations of identical motifs in the earth, in animals, plants, the cosmos. Not just around us, but inside us. The wrinkled folds of our brain, the branches of our blood vessels, the spirals on our fingertips. All of these shapes serving to maximize the two-dimensional surface area of a three-dimensional object, thereby making the sum of the parts far greater than one would think. Countless variations on the same themes, yet no two exactly alike. Even as I turned to the most basic of substances, I'd always wondered about those two rows at the bottom that were supposed to be crammed into two cells at the top. Why do that? when the periodic fractal of the elements is a far more elegant representation. In 2012, scientists compared the structure of the entire universe to a giant brain, linking the unimaginably large with the inconceivably small, networks of vastly different scales operating the same way. Evolution, procreation, the cycle of life, each follows a fractal trajectory. We are creatures of habit. We develop routines, tiny fractal timelines in the blink of human existence. Cultures evolve, nations rise and fall, history repeats itself, different people, different eras, same patterns. But what really fascinates me most about living in a fractal world, a fractal universe, a fractal multiverse, is that no matter where we are, physically, in our lives, in time, there is always another layer to uncover, and we will never know it all. Thank you.
Mind blown. Mouth blown. Kedra Cheney is a writer and editor at thelearnedfangirl.com. She also plays bass guitar for Beer and Giggles in a band called Solaris.
Playing tomorrow!
Playing tomorrow. Where tomorrow? Red Line Tap. Let's find out if she knows where we are.
Because now my iPad wants to be weird. I racked my brain for weeks about how to answer this question, and I kept coming back to the man who made himself my father. He died 3 years ago. He was a complicated man, but a good man, and he loved us, and he tried his best to support us. However, if he was a D&D character, his alignment would have been chaotic good. When I was in the 3rd grade, he would regularly pick me up from school, and we'd go on, quote, an adventure to the Arlington racetrack and to the bar before we picked up my mom on the way home from work. He made bad choices at times. One of my dad's greatest talents and his legacy, I think, was his ability to get us lost by car. He was really big on the idea of taking the scenic route to get to places, which involved purposely taking the most out-of-the-way back road or side streets or whatever to get us to places. Normal places like church or school, but especially on vacation. He had no concept of getting anywhere on time or the idea of an uninterrupted trip from point A to point B. This often pissed my mother off a lot, as she was, at the time, quite linear in her directional thinking. So she often asked, "Where are we?" Or more to the point, "Derek, where the fuck are we?" His response was a line from a song in an old Daffy Duck cartoon that you never know where you're going till you get there. Though often the actual answer was Cracker Barrel or sometimes a random county fair. I adopted this growing up as a travel mantra, if not a life mantra. Like I said, my dad was a complicated man. Probably more of a cautionary tale than a role model. Though he was that in some ways as well. He never followed a linear path in life. He often took it to back roads, and sometimes it took him to dark places. But those back roads also took him and us on exciting adventures with each other, and allowed us to look beyond what life mapped out for us. My father's legacy is a reminder to me that loving imperfect people is part of fearlessly going down life's bumpy roads, and that love, in all its complexity, sometimes means not asking where are we, but just going along for the ride.
She'll be at Red Line Tap tomorrow night. You want to see what else she can do. My dad actually also got lost on a regular basis. He once, more than once, got lost on his way home from work, which is amazing. Eamon Daly. has near optimal cholesterol levels, shoots recurve bow, and contributes to his retirement fund every year, even though we're all dying every second of every day. He has no upcoming shows, no book signings, and no underwear. Hey, Eamon, where are we?
I'd like to correct that. I do have underwear, just not on me. Ladies. Where are we? I'll tell you where we're not. We're not on spring break. Spring break, y'all! So let's talk about a vacation getaway at a charming hotel I just read about. There's turn-down service. There, of course. It has your choice of restaurants, some spectacular shopping on the plaza, and from your bedroom room, you can sip some hot chocolate, look out at the mountains with a little tuft of snow on the top. This, my friends, is the idyllic getaway resort of Santa Fe in the year 1620. That's right, while the Pilgrims were landing on Plymouth Rock, scrambling to make a foothold on the East Coast, 2,000 miles west, Spaniards were finding a little me time. Surprise? We're all taught that history is about time, that it's linear, that this happened, then this happened, then this happened. But that's not how it works. It's geographical. History is wide, it's vast. History is barbed, it's tentacled, and most of all, it's simultaneous. It's samurai and Mongols and crusaders separated not by centuries, not by decades, but miles. And if history is geography, then the future is too. We don't need to wait for robot doctors when we're just 6,000 miles from Cameroon, where medical tablets allow real doctors to test a patient's heart from a country away. We don't need to wait for a rocket ship to flee our dying Earth when we're 4,000 miles from Brazil, where 1 ton of biodegradable plastic actually captures 2 tons of carbon, and it's made out of sugar. We don't need to wait for super-powered robo-cops terrorizing the streets of Chicago when we're just 5,000 miles from Finland, where some prisons don't even need fences. At a previous 20 by 2, I told everyone it was okay to be vain. Today, I tell you it's okay to be envious. Be envious of everywhere else. Where we are is no longer a question. Where are we? It doesn't matter. We're not hidden in caves. We're not divided by mountains. We're not stranded by rivers. We can fly to the other side of the planet in 19 hours. Ignorance is no longer an excuse for any of us. There are places on this planet that are better, that are safer, that are smarter, and above all, where we aren't. Let's find them. Let's learn about them. And then we can make here better. But not right this second. We gotta finish the show. Thank you, Chicago.
Britt Julius is born and bred Chicagoan with a curiosity for weird synthy music, shiny clothes, indulgent food, snappy pieces of really, really good writing. She writes for a variety of different publications and organizations, including WBZ, Pitchfork, The Fader, and Rookie. She was just laid off from her job in research, which was either the best or the worst thing ever to happen to her. Exactly. The Chicago Reader in 2012 named her the city's best local writer who excels at social media. She is a champion for the underdog and a proud black hippie, and right now she is going to tell us, where are we?
So I can't tell if I'm nervous or if I had a lot of whiskey. I made a film based on a monologue that I wrote, and it's a monologue about escaping the workday, and I no longer have those, so. devices of escape, because if one does not work as it is intended to, then what value could we possibly find in the search? The dance floor is nothing new to me, but I opened myself up to it, all of it, as if discovering dark walls of sound and the pleasures of anonymity for the first time. We see these sidewalks and storefronts every day. Keep your head down to tolerate the cold. Keep your head down to not seem too proud, too confident, too sure of yourself. We are told to believe in the grind, and when we finally wake up from that fever dream of things to do, we realize it is too late. All around you is a world that has moved on. I'll see you guys at work.
You're going to work?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah. The escape, then, is the bridge between the grind. It is the pulse. It keeps you moving. I used to think that I could only find it in another person, but the only person you could ever truly know is yourself. Know yourself and your needs, and everything falls into grace. We are hungry, feeding off the flesh of possibility. Ravenous maybe, eager certainly. Where are we? It does not matter. We are here right now. We are here and we are home.
Believe it or not, we are only 3 away from the end of this beautiful show. I know, sad, right? I'm sad. Molly Marshall, she's right over there. Molly Marshall is a digital strategist and designer living in Logan Square, and 80% of her conversations are about 3 things: dinosaurs, Kanye West, ketchup. She's starting a movie series called Science Behind Movies, which combines popular movies and smart scientists. So soon she'll be talking a lot more about movies too. Meanwhile, Molly, where are we?
Hi, I'm Molly. So I'm starting a movie series here in Chicago, which is all about movies. So when I had to answer this question of where are we, I turned to movies, because obviously movies answer all of life's questions, like what is this place?
What is this place?
Cleveland?
Cleveland? That's a perfect weird name for this planet.
And where is everyone else?
Excuse me, where's everybody going?
To Gobbler's Knob. It's Groundhog Day.
It's still just once a year, isn't it?
But what if we don't want to go there?
I don't know, but I don't like to waste that tunnel up there. Hey, look, I went off!
Around the world and home again. That's the sailor's way.
So what if we want to get out of here?
We gotta get out of this town! Where are we gonna go? I'll tell you where. Someplace warm. A place where the beer flows like wine. Where beautiful women instinctively walk like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm talking about a little place called Aspen.
But how will we get there?
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
But until then, where are we right now and what are we doing here?
This is where we hold them.
This is where we fight! This is where they die!
I don't know who they is. Be careful. Thank you.
Holly Marshall. Mig Reyes is a graphic designer working in the world of software at Basecamp, or the artist formerly known as 37 Signals. Before making his way to Basecamp, he cut his teeth doing graphic design and web work for Threadless. You may have heard of it, a company. Doesn't always know what he's doing, but he's happy to be figuring it out. Now let's see if he's figured out, where are we? There you go.
Play button is on the left, top left. Yep. So in 1960, the film The Time Machine came out. This is Rod Taylor, the actor playing George. Erase everything you know about 2014 today, everything you know now, just remove it from your head. Because George is going to take us on what is the Uber equivalent on a time travel. So we're going to start in 1960 with George, and then we're just going to go. So that's the sound of time travel, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-da! 2014, welcome to today. And we're given, a beautiful scene, urban landscape, and we're with the people. And so let us explore with George in this Uber time travel. Let's roam the streets with the people. The fashion, eclectic, sure. But something strange is happening. I don't quite get it. There's something wrong with the people. They seem to be blind travelers, glued to something. I'm not sure, but let's keep exploring here. Maybe we can get to the bottom of this. And so I have this feeling that if we observe them, maybe we'll understand these people a little more.
Hello, guys. Thank you.
Oh, that's a
It's
sick
interesting.
Hello, guys.
The people aren't documenting their environment, they're documenting themselves. It's very strange. This is also weirding us out in this very large Uber ride in time travel. So let's kind of think about this together. Let's grab a bite. Let's grab some of the local fare here in 2014. Again, we're seeing the same problem here. There's a strange detachment. All right, let's read into this. Let's find the newspapers, let's find the magazines, let's just get to the bottom of what the hell is just going on here. Actually, I noticed behind the shoulders, I'm sure you can see it with me, these devices. They seem to be two-way communication devices. Seems to be some sort of crime activity for this person. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is interesting. They don't use words in this realm. Wow, it's like they've reverted to pictograms. It must be some sort of contemporary hieroglyphics. You guys, are you freaked out as I am? Okay, let's just get out of here. Let's just read up on this. We got to do some research. Let's just read to investigate. Let's check out the local papers and the news. Wait a minute. The books, all the literature, they fucking have batteries in them. All right, this is just weirding me out. Let's just, you know what, let's act, I see a park, there's a park down there, let's go. Let's ask the locals. Maybe they know what's going on, they're not attached to these devices. Let's just see. Let's just ask the natives. It's 2014 and I have no idea where we are. Thank you.
Man, I don't know either at this point. Give it up one more time for Mig Reyes. We've reached our last but not least speaker. Saya Hillman has discovered how to turn her ability to create community and challenge herself and those around her into her job. Via her company, Mac and Cheese Productions, she helps others live a life of yes by injecting summer camp into adulthood. Through weekend getaways, 2-hour workshops, 3-month classes, and speaking engagements, Saya storytells and demonstrates how anyone can have a blissfully rewarding life. Her loathing of the bar scene, singles events, and networking events is what fuels her, and she wants you to know that you don't have to do any of those things in order to meet people. You can come to events like this, right? Yeah? Right? Yeah. Meet some people. She's married to someone she met at one of her own events, and they pulled off an almost 100% bartered wedding, as featured in the Tribune and Huffington Post. So, Saya, where are we?
Because of what I do for a living, I often cross paths with people who want to be elsewhere, who give reasons such as, life has a way of conspiring to get you where you want to be when you tell it your desires, no matter how unattainable that relocation seems. When I wanted to run a 5K but was nervous because I'm chunky, I instead registered for a marathon. 3 miles, 26 miles, equally scary, why not go all out? When I was fired, I wanted a boss-free job, and I just celebrated 9 years of self-employment. Wanting to travel more, I taught myself how to produce, shoot, and edit, and was hired to capture stories of a country rebuilding. Looking to create ways to meet others that didn't make me gag, sorry Chad, John Barleycorn, I removed suits, computer screens, and people on the prowl, and added genes, face-to-faceness, and people being themselves. Though I can't sing, act, or dance, I wanted to be center stage. I gathered other bad dancers, hired an instructor, rented a studio, rented a theater, and performed in front of 750. When I wanted a fairy tale wedding without fairy tale prices, I asked vendors to barter, resulting in a wedding that cost less than airfare to Des Moines. When I couldn't find college retreat or camp-like options for adults, I created Adult Summer Camp. Deciding that being a professional speaker looked like a fun way to make a living, regardless of my ums and ahs and my sweaty armpits, I put a Hire Me to Speak page on my website. I've learned in my years of being fat, poor, different, fired, dumped, lonely, that where you are at times sucks. But the amount of time that where you are sucks is up to you. If you don't like where you are, be somewhere else. Ignore thoughts of where you've been, where you haven't been, where you should be. Where are we? Wherever we choose to be, which is both motivating and paralyzing. Which will it be for you? Thank you.
20 feels good. 20 by 2 feels good. And that is 20 by 2. That was 20 people telling you, where are we in 2 minutes or less. I'd like to thank all of our speakers. Chandra Weiss, J.H. Palmer, Felix Jung, Jocelyn Geboy, Justin Kaufman, a.k.a. Chad. Chad, you still out there? Alright, he's left for Barleycorns. Ben Husband, Jessica Galliard, Sarah Bess Wilson, Sharon Batista, Gordon Wright, Tim Gray, Dan Henrik, Steve Delahoy, Rebecca Mojica, Keitra Cheney, Britt Julius, Eamon Daly, Molly Marshall, Nick Reyes, and Saya Hillman. Hi again, I'm Andrew Huff. I also want to thank my crew, the very patient Cinnamon Cooper, my wife, fill-in AV person here tonight. Our normal AV guy has a brand new niece and nephew. I'm not sure which. He's at a hospital watching his sister give birth. More important than this, I know. I also want to thank Christian Scheuer, who's been letting our speakers know how much time they have. Maiden Wood, who's been making sure they get to the stage in time. And I want to thank all of you and hope you can make it back here in this very room in October. Thank you again for coming.